Hello YouTube family, welcome to Peggy Joe's Kitchen and welcome to my channel. Today the menu will be shrimp Alfredo with penne pasta, and I'll come right back and show you the ingredients. Stick around, guys. Alright, I'm back, and these are the ingredients that you'll need. You'll need bell peppers. I'm using yellow, red, orange, green, and onion. Mushrooms. I'm going to slice the mushrooms. You'll need celery, green onion, and I'm also going to use a barbecue shrimp seasoning. And then I will be putting black pepper, seasoned salt, celery, onion powder, garlic powder, lemon pepper, and you will need heavy whipping cream. And I'm going to use mini penne pasta. And I'll also be using Bertolli's Alfredo sauce, along with Knorr Parma Rosa sauce mix and Knorr Alfredo sauce mix. And the star of the show will be extra large shrimp. I'm going to go to the sink and start peeling the shrimp, and I'll show you how I do that. Be right back. Okay guys, I'm going to peel just a few shrimp, and I have the easy peel shrimp. And that means that they're already split down the back and they have been deveined already. So they're really easy to peel. I just kind of put the shell together on the back, squeeze, and the shell comes right off. Okay. Pull the shell right off. I'm going to do a few more, and then I'm going to go off camera and finish peeling the rest of the shrimp. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm going to do a few more shrimp. I'm not sure that you really got a chance to see exactly how I peel the shrimp. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few more, and hopefully this time it'll be a better view. So you squeeze it and pull the shell right off. Squeeze and pull the shell right off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it again. Okay, so I have all the shrimp good and peeled, and I'm just going to rinse them in cold water and make sure I have all the shells off of the shrimp. And again, the brand that I use is called Waterfront Bistro, and it's the easy peel, shell and tail on, and it's the extra large, and the count is 26-30. That means that there are 26 to 30 shrimp per pound in this bag. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get some other things ready. I'm going to chop up the seasoning, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the vegetables to go into the food processor so that I can chop those up. So we're going to put some celery. And I'm going to chop up more seasoning, more vegetables than I need. I like to do that so that when I'm ready to cook another recipe, I'll have my seasoning already cut. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go off camera and get this all chopped up because it's going to be kind of loud with the food processor going. And I'll come back as soon as I have all my seasonings chopped up. And I'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, now I have the mushrooms. And I'm going to clean the mushrooms off. And what I do is I take a damp cloth, paper towel, and make sure all the grit and dirt is off the mushrooms. And I'm going to slice the mushrooms, saute them down along with the seasonings. And it's going to go into the Alfredo sauce. All right, so I'm going to cut the stem part off. I'm not going to use that. Go ahead and cut all the stems off. Because they're kind of woody. And I prefer just the caps of the mushrooms. All right, so then you'll just take a knife and just slice them up. This recipe takes a little time to prepare, but like I always say, it'll be worth it in the end. And I have about 3.5 quarts of water starting to boil in a pot. And that's going to be for our pasta. All right, I'm going to go ahead and transfer some things over to the stove and we'll get started with the shrimp. Be right back. All right guys, so I have my pot heated up, and to my pot I'm going to add about 1/2 stick of sweet cream butter. Put that down in my pot, and then I'm going to add a little olive oil, and then I'll add some onion, bell pepper, and celery. Go ahead and turn that down. Put just a little bit more of onion, bell pepper, celery, and garlic, and get it sauteed up really good. And then I'm going to add my shrimp. And I'll add some spices to it. A little bit of seasoning salt, some barbecue shrimp seasoning, lemon pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, celery salt, and some cracked black pepper. And get that shrimp all sauteed up with the seasonings. And you want your shrimp to turn pink. And when that happens, it'll be time to add my Alfredo sauce to the mix. I'll take the shrimp out of this pot and then I'll go ahead and make my sauce, and then I'll reincorporate the shrimp into the pot. And along with my mushrooms as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cover my shrimp. That way they'll start to cook a little bit faster. I'm not going to cook them all the way. Just until they start to turn pink. But you want to keep an eye on them. Check on our shrimp again. And they're starting to turn color. So I'm only going to cook them slightly over halfway. Okay, and to this pot over here, I have some hot water boiling. I'm going to add some salt to it. And I'm going to use kosher salt. Okay. And I'll taste my water. Make sure it's enough salt. And when that water comes up to a boil, I'll go ahead and put in my penne pasta. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my shrimp out of this pot. I'll go off camera and get my mushrooms sauteed up, and then I'll come back and show you how I make my Alfredo sauce. I'll be right back. Okay, I have my pasta boiling, and I'm going to go ahead and put the Bertolli's Alfredo mix down into my pot. And I'm going to kick it up a notch by adding my heavy whipping cream and my Knorr's in the package. So I'm going to go ahead and get that heated up. And then I'll add the heavy whipping cream and milk mixture into my pot. And a couple of other ingredients that I forgot to mention. I'll be putting some Parmesan cheese also into the Alfredo sauce. Let me go ahead and stir this and check my pasta. All right. Get every last bit of the Alfredo sauce out of here. All right. And get it stirred up again. And you want to keep an eye on it. You want to make sure that it doesn't scorch. And once the sauce thickens up some more, then we will add our shrimp and sauteed mushrooms into the Alfredo sauce. Okay. And I used 1 pound of penne pasta. I used the mini penne pasta. They're not quite as big as the regular ones. Okay. Stir my Alfredo sauce again. I'll be adding a few different cheeses to my sauce. I'm going to add some grated Parmesan and some shaved Parmesan cheese, and then Parmesan Romano cheese blend. And along with that, I'm going to freshly grate a small bit of Gruyere cheese off into the sauce. So we'll have a variety of cheeses in our Alfredo sauce. Okay. Now it's time to whisk in. Let me get my whisk. It's time to whisk in my Knorr seasoning. So let's get that all whisked into the mix. And this is going to really make it start to turn really thick. Give it a real good whisk. So it'll be good and creamy. Stir our pasta. Okay, it's time to check the pasta. Not quite. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start incorporating my cheeses into my pot. About a quarter of a cup of grated Parmesan. Whisk that in. And then we'll add some of the Parmesan Romano cheese. I only had a little bit of that, so that's probably about a quarter of a cup as well. Okay. I'm going to grate some of this Gruyere cheese. Grate some of this. right. We may put some more of that, so I'm going to keep that out. All right, my sauce is ready for the seafood. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and pour the water off of my pasta. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pour the water off of the pasta. All right. We're almost there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put our shrimp and all the juice from the shrimp and the mushrooms into my Alfredo sauce. Let's get that stirred in. Yeah, just like we like it, a lot of sauce. We don't want a dry Alfredo dish. Okay, we're going to go ahead and grate just a little bit more of our fresh cheese. All righty. Let's give it another good stir. And I'm going to check it for seasoning. Wow, that's really good. I think I'm going to go ahead and add some, a little bit of lemon pepper, a couple of shakes, and I'm going to get some cayenne pepper to put off in the pot. A little bit of cayenne pepper. Give it a little kick. All right, it's time to put the little bit of green onion in there. And we'll put some parsley. And then I'm going to add the shrimp, the pasta into the shrimp and Alfredo sauce. We'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add the pasta back into the pot. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cover it up. Just let the sauce thicken up just a little bit more. And we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like plated up. We'll be right back. Okay, YouTube family, it's all done. I'm going to go ahead and plate it up and show you exactly what it looks like. Ooh. Okay. Get me a couple of big spoonfuls. Make sure I get plenty of shrimp. I'm going to get some grated cheese and grate some fresh cheese on it. And I'll sprinkle a little bit of parsley and we'll taste it. Okay, let's put a little bit of fresh cheese on it. And I'll go ahead and sprinkle